Okay, I'm interviewing Jenny Stoddard, who is
The marketing director for Boli Naturals.
great. And what is Boli Naturals?
Boli Naturals is a supplement company that also provides business to business, private label, and wholesale manufacturing.
Great. I just want to ask some questions that we've been learning about in our business management class of how you handle things within your company.
Okay.
First of all, how do you handle change within your business?
So, I guess more specifically, are we talking about change within, I guess, employees, like management,
Anything.
or like sales change?
It could be
structural
anything.
change?
How, because a lot of those things can be stressful
Okay.
throughout the hierarchy. So how is it that your company or you indirectly handle change?
Okay, so, change isn't easy for anybody, and if they say it is, they're lying, So there's always someone else reliant on what you do. So when you change and kind of spring it on people, they're not excited about it. So if we're changing product development or kind of an angle where we want to go, typically the best thing is to do is just pull everybody in, start with what you expect. I think when we open up the floor right away to what are your ideas about change, people throw out a lot of things that aren't comprehensible, they aren't focused. So we open up discussion with, this is what we expect, this is why we are expecting it, this is why we've decided to move in this direction. Now, what are your feelings about that? So it's pretty cliche, but communication's huge, huge, huge. And then I think if you set the precedent of being honest and people trusting you, then it makes them easier to adapt along the way.
Perfect. Thank you. Okay. So then, along with that, becomes some strategic planning that you have to deal with.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you deal with like strategic planning?
Okay, so in marketing, it's data. It's all about numbers, and I guess with everything it is, but I mean, we watch those every day. So on my end, strategic planning starts with our digital resources, and because we're heavily digital, we don't have a lot of interpersonal networking that we do. So we start with data. So there's a lot of big data market research companies. We start there, and then we develop a structure for our demographic, and then I have a list of like subcontractors and a team that I work with, and we develop those pieces that the data tells us where to go. However, we need that in place. So how we strategically plan for that is already knowing our resources, how well our subcontractors work, how our employees work, what are the personalities there, and then it allows us to maximize our resources and our use.
Okay, perfect. That's great. So organizing people and resources, like you said, you kind of touched on that already. So with the people that you have, since you do work with a lot of data and things like that, how do you organize the people that are under you or within your organization that you have to basically tell them what to do and things like that? Right. How do you handle that?
So it's, managing expectations is real. People want you to come in and say, I'm going to give you all the freedom, I'm going to give you all the autonomy, I'm going to give you all this room and show me what you have. But that's kind of foolhardy to me if we don't make it very clear where we want to go. So again, clarity and decisions. I'm not a fluffy person. So people know me, even though there's a kind way to do it, to say this is exactly what I need and why. And then they get that autonomy once we've given them that image. But when we hold a lot of information back and give them little pieces, they never really clearly put the plan together, and it just undermines their efforts. So just being really, really clear on what we want.
Great. Okay. How do you feel about, because I know you personally, you've led a lot of different groups. Mm-hmm. How do you feel your leadership in this particular company has differed maybe from others, or what do you find that you really like about leading with this company?
I do get a lot of freedom. I was trusted really on once they saw how I work. So I get a lot of freedom to develop my department how I need to. And again, once I can prove my results, they support me. So with leading, this is a definitely fully creative type of person. So not everything I've done deals with just one personality, which is really fun to kind of develop them and for me to learn about them a little bit. So again, it's your intention. It's really just the sincerity, even if it's truthful and maybe not the kindness, it's still the sincerity in which you deal with them. And they seem to really want to support you when they know that you're just a real person and you're really upfront with what you need.
Okay, great. My last question is, how would you, is controlling results within your demographic and what you do? How would you describe that?
So with people or with our
Either
sales
one.
and stuff? Okay, so again, we're really, for sales, our marketing, we're really data driven. So unless you are a real reactive company, definitely you need to put some time in to really see what the balanced results are. I mean, 30 days isn't going to do us any good. So we consistently watch certain metrics that we've set ahead. A good example to me of companies that either have really known their data and then really not pandered, but really developed a program on top of that, and a company that hasn't done that is that Coke Share a Coke campaign, where there may be 3 million cans with Jenny on them,
Right.
but when I get the can that says Jenny, I'm like, I'm a rock star, right? And then Snickers just came out with a whole campaign that has adjectives, so exciting, and it's so boring. No one knows the brand, no one's attached to that. So when we're into really knowing what those results mean, right? I feel like Snickers jumped on that bandwagon, hoping that people would be really excited about it. However, they didn't really pay attention to really what they were doing. No one's excited about the adjective of being fantastic, right? They're excited about what that product, how I'm involved with that product. And so I think really understanding the messages we're putting out and the data that's coming in will really allow you to then bring it down to the workforce level and make relatable content for us.
Great.
So.
Perfect. Well, thank you for allowing me to interview you. And that's it.
Okay, perfect.
Thank you.